eye tracking should be working. Bada bing, bada boom. It's pronounced Litaliano. Got it, sir. Got it. Alright, so let's go free cam. Back to player perspective. Alright, so you just like clicked out? Okay, there you go, there you go.
Come here, buddy. Come here. Cuddle in. Cuddle in with me.
Okay, so starting item-wise, I mean, this isn't going to give you the really much any kill potential at all. Stout Shield's going to be okay for diminishing damage, and then, you know, Ring of Protection armor is always nice.
Here we go, Rick.
At the same time, what you want to be looking for here would probably be like a ward or two. Like if you were able to have a ward on you and place that deep in the jungle, that would have been pretty ideal for you here. So at least you're responding to rotating on the Warlock when you recognize that the Gyrocopter's going in, but a little bit late. If you responded to this much quicker, I think you could have definitely secured a kill, whereas he's probably just going to walk off and maybe you're going to give up on the pursuit. Or if you do choose to continue on the pursuit, you might die yourself. So that should have actually been a kill. He should have 100% been dead. You just needed to respond much quicker than that situation. I was calling you asterisky as opposed to disasterisky. I'll call you whatever you'd like. Okay, so going back in here, it looks like you're just kind of standing around and taking brunt harassment. So you know that Warlock's going to be spamming his spells relatively highly. I don't know what word would be better there, but he's going to be spamming his spells. That's for sure. So in this sort of situation, you're going to want to give yourself a magic stick relatively early, but at the same time, you don't really have ample regeneration for the amount of harassment you're taking here.
Side by side, the opening fight.
And, you know, we're just missing last hits. Or you're giving them to the Gyrocopter, or, I don't know, giving him the opportunity to get them. Either way, not being really effective there, unless you're just trying to play it more off as a support in this sort of situation. If you're thinking of being like much more like a roamer or that sort of thing, then you really want to be looking at doing a rotate on mid as early as possible, or just even in any other lanes, because the Shadow Demon can't deal with you. You know, the Clinks from across the map can't do anything either, aside from just go invisible. If you get on top of them and hit them a couple times, then they're pretty dead. So realistically, you need to be thinking to rotate out of this lane as early as possible. If you think Gyrocopter's able to hold his footing, the Spirit Breaker is all about creating space across the map. That's why it's called the Space Cow. So, like, realistically, if you were to have, like, charged top at some point, like, Shadow Demon would die because he doesn't have anything to do there. And, like, you're being aggressive on this axe down here, just right-clicking you down. Gyrocopter's definitely going to fall. You might get axe. Alright, but you might fall too. Really? Alright, so this Warlock's pretty incompetent. You should have died. That's awesome you lived, but in this situation, you should not have lived there. So, Shadow Fiend, not doing the best in the middle right now, but 11 and 6. Oh wait, no, was it Invoker that died? Yeah, it was Invoker that died, so Shadow Fiend actually doing well. My apologies. Okay, so as we're looking back into it, you're walking all the way back to the base, but you're buying more regeneration too. So this is entirely unnecessary. If you're coming back to the base, you don't need any of this shit. Ideally, you can go two different directions with Spirit Breaker boots: treads or tranks. Now, trank boots would be good if you're taking a lot of harassment in the lane, especially from spells. And it gives you the roaming damage, it gives you the roaming potential, because you get the extra damage on the Greater Bash of the Trank boots, so that's relatively helpful. And you don't need these regen items at all. Zero. Nope. Do not need. So that's just inefficient spend, and you know, that's like 250 gold at this point. So minor thing that you can do with Spirit Breaker is if you charge all the way from the back, or all the way from the side if you go into the other sides, then you can maximize the amount of mana regeneration that you'd get in, and you'll still be at max mana. I mean, it's only a couple that you're less, but, you know, sometimes that's the sort of thing that makes all the difference here. So right now I'm looking at you and I'm like, man, I wish you did anything in any other lane. Because like this Shadow Demon up here, this is food. He has nothing that he can do to deal with you at all. At all! You could just run him down every single time. Aside from the fact that he has boots and he runs a 340 move speed, you should just be hunting people at this point. So you're level 4. You could be looking to, you know, get this bottom rune since it's 4 minutes and you guys don't have any wards down. Or you could be looking to rotate on this Shadow Demon, who is still easy food. Or if you were to pick up a Dust, come up top and then easy kill on Clinks, because if you pop him with a Dust, as soon as he goes invisible, he will always die with how low he's been consistently playing in the lane. So realistically, as a Spirit Breaker, you want to be roaming and being a threat in as many places across the map as you can at all points in time. Alright, so it's good that you're finally charging in on mid, but this is not relatively advantageous to you. You're coming into a tower in a full creep wave, and you're going to tank all this yourself. So you've got 4 creeps that are going to hit you. Okay, that was silly. Alright, well, you got a kill. Shadow Fiend was there with the raise, which is definitely the extra damage that you needed, because if you didn't have that, then you would have certainly died getting that kill. But if you're about to run back to the base and then go charge out of the well again, why do we buy these regen items? Because you need to be thinking about how you're spending your gold, because the effectiveness of your spend of gold is going to be really important in the game. I know that you're going towards an urn, I can tell, because especially with the double gaunts. But why'd we buy the regen items, you know, if you're not going to use them? So like these tangos are definitely not going to be effective. I mean, the salve would have been a little bit more effective, like if you pop that salve right here, and then you continue to... excuse me. And then if you, like, continue to fight or something like that... Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck? Oh, what the hell did it do?
Radiant's middle tower is taking damage.
Alright. Alright. You're trying to give the copter the bottom lane? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine to do that, but you just need to be roaming a lot more. Because if you finished your trank... Because you sold your Ring of Protection, too! Like, I just noticed that. You sold your Ring of Protection for this Orb of Venom. You're not even getting close enough to hit people consistently. You gotta consider that, also. Because you're just getting harassed out, back to well. Harassed out, back to well. And, like... You're not doing bad at 1400 net worth, but like realistically you could be sitting at like gyrocopter or higher very, very easily at this point. Alright, this should be an easy kill.
So fire is both servant.
Radiant structures are fortified.
You saw the gyrocopter going for the Ring of Basilius? Yeah, but that doesn't mean that you should have... you could have gotten the Trank Boots, I guess. I mean, were you considering a Ring of Basilius in this game or something? Because that would not really have been ideal. Because you get the urn for the mana regeneration. Granted, you can do a Ring of Basilius and then you can break it later and then finish it off like that. Man, this Invoker is terrible. That's why. He's got 2 points in that ult. Oh, you're considering a Vlad's? Okay.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
So if looking at this, you know, you're grabbing your urn, you're grabbing a ward, that's great, but you still don't have boots, and it's 8 minutes in, and your movement speed directly impacts your greater bash damage. So, boots. Boots, 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 boots. Boots, 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 boots. Boots, 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 boots. Also, you have this urn, and now we've got tangos and a salve too. So we've got 3 of our 6 slots dedicated to regeneration-based items. So it's a little bit inefficient of your slot efficacy. And also, you should be charging out to lane almost every time. You're wasting so much time walking anywhere. You could just be rocking out much harder than this. Yeah, but you're not thinking about the boots for helping with bash. You're thinking about the boots for helping you with positioning so that you can do something a little bit more effectively. So, like, ideally, when you're going up to hit someone as a Spirit Breaker, you want to... Now, follow my cursor, because that'll be helpful, okay? So you're going to want to, like, run up, hit, and then run up and hit. And you always want to be trying to direct them towards your well, or against the direction that they're looking at. And by having higher movement speed, it lets you do that a little bit more effectively. Alright, see this charge here, this is not very effective. I don't know what you're doing here. I'm thinking you might die. Alright, maybe not. Zach's immediately disengaged on you! What? They should have been able to kill you there. That's kind of silly. Okay.
Dire's bottom tower under fire.
So we've been in at least 3 situations in this game, maybe 4, that you should have died this game. What the hell are you... Oh, what's on... Why are we TPing out to lane? You've got charge! You've got charge! You just wasted 75 gold! Oh wait, no. Are you in the base? And you were just watching someone else? Okay. The hell was I looking at then for a second?
Tower is under siege.
I don't even know. Okay. You had a dust. Alright, that dust use was not necessary, that one there. I mean, you have Invoker shown now, so you could continue the pursuit here. You didn't put your point in your ult at 6? I hope that was a misclick.
Quite a speed.
And then I would go top on blue immediately. Please. Do it! Because, like, look at him up here. Look at this. Food. As soon as you see him top, you should be killing him.
No more middle tower.
Especially if you got your boots now. See, like, now I'd be like, boop, he's dead. Or, like, even still at bottom. Like, Teal probably can't kill. But Warlock, you could definitely kill. For sure.
Dire's bottom tower under fire.
Alright, so as soon as you would hit, you would want to use a negative earn charge. Good. That was good. Your screen positioning is a little bit awkward. Relatively consistently. So, you need to make it so that you're looking much more so of where you're going or where you could be going, rather than where you are as a Spirit Breaker. Because you always want to be looking for the next charge target, you know, the next Nether Strike target, and things like that. So don't get tunnel vision on last hitting and stuff like that. You always want to be looking for people to kill. Like, look at top orange. Like that, you could have rotated top and you could have been a part of that. If you recognize that this was going on, instead of walking from, like, roughly this region on the minimap back, you could have just used an earn on yourself and then charged other lanes.
Dire's middle tower taking damage. Radiant's top tower is being attacked.
So right now your map vision's pretty terrible. Ideally you'd want to get stuff deep in the jungle, that expire, even like up here or behind the tower. Anything that gives you places that you can charge people where they might be by themselves is really what you're looking for your ward spots as a Spirit Breaker, because you want to find as many one-on-one situations as possible. Unless you have a Blade Mail, then that's a little bit different, because if you have a Blade Mail, then you may be able to take multiple people out depending on your Blade Mail usage. So this should be yawning. This should be an easy kill on this Clinks. Of course, you aren't watching that, you're just... okay. You did look eventually. That's good. Drop the negative earn charges. What are you doing? You're not even looking at what's going on. You should have just kept fighting. You could have ran down and you wouldn't have been a part of that. I'm going to go to free cam and go backwards by like 20 seconds because that was stupid. I'm sorry. Okay, so here you are. Here I come to save the day. Charging in, then you're like, oh, wait, no, I'll go on these guys. Pop, pop. Dead. You hit him once, And then there's the EMP. You run down. Wait, no, you just ran back. Oh my god. You're gonna have to watch this again and again. Alright, so here we are. We're charging in. You stop. You commit. Now, I don't even think you needed to use your ultimate here, so that was a waste, because you would have probably been able to finish him off without that, and you could have left your ult for someone else. So this, you let yourself get hit by all of that. You could have avoided it all. Earn. Oh, he only needed to hit you one more time. Yo, what's up, Ron? Yeah, dude, we're tough love here. We are tough love. It'll make you get better. It's harsh, but it'll make you get better. It's not that you're doing bad either, because you're 1-0-9. It's just that you could be so much more efficient, because you're only at 3,500 net worth. You're level 8. Like, looking at the hero levels, like, you should be 11 easily. You should easily be 11. With that EMP, I think you could have just gone down and then fought. So instead of just backing, I think you could have just avoided the EMP by moving downwards, even though the Fatal Bonds was on you, and then you could have just fought Clinks. You could have just man-fought Clinks. Because don't underestimate your strength. See, you're going for Shadow Blade? Blade Mail is definitely the way to go in this game, 100%.
Radiant's top tower is under siege.
Because, like, you think about it, when they drop that rock, when Clinks wants to focus fire you, if Axe gets a call on you, if Invoker wants to meatball you, or EMP, or Cold Snap, or any of that, you proc your Blade Mail and then they kill themselves, because you're tanky and you don't care. Did you get bashed by Roche? I think you did.
Dire's middle tower taking damage. Radiant has lost their top tower.
And what army?
You did buy Blade Mail this game? Later? Okay.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
Thanks from above.
Radiant's bottom tower under fire.
I'm not sure what you're doing here. Okay. Yeah, you shouldn't even be trying to fight this or anything like that. You don't have enough team. Alright, there goes the Shadow Fiend. That's not too bad now. Dust. Good dust. Your screen positioning is so awkward. You need to be like... I just wish I could be like edge panning for you. Because like now you want to be switching to mana boots, like switching your treads around and then continuing to go in on like these guys out here. Because you should still be fighting. You should be looking to fight much more. Because like this over here, that's a free kill. But you don't even recognize it yet.
Keep murdering.
Well, I wasn't trying to say much more of the prospect of edge panning. Yes, an early Blade Mail in this game would have been really effective for you, because think about it. If they're going to hit you with all those big spells early, you want to try and have a Blade Mail before they get BKBs online. So the earlier you get a Blade Mail like that, like you have the urn, you're going to be tanky, you're going to be effective. And then the Blade Mail is much more of like a thing that you can use as a deterrent too. So if you pop Blade Mail, then realistically they should stop fighting you. And if they continue to keep trying to fight you, then they'll die. I don't like you going in on this. You don't have any mana. You might be okay. I mean, you're okay, but like I don't know how effective you're going to be. Because you just don't have any mana. You could switch to your int boots. Like, you could have swapped your treads and then you would have had enough. You're not even, like, moving your screen very well either. Oh, this is all terrible. You should have charged out to, like, a different lane. You should not have died in that whole situation there. Oh, man, that was kind of rough. So, like, I'm gonna back this up, and you're gonna watch it again. Alright, so here you are. You're chasing this guy. They're pinging out, and you're still chasing. Still chasing. And now they're converging on you as 3. And, like, here, you could have just gone, boop, click, charge there, and then they wouldn't have been able to do anything. I guarantee that they would have missed any sort of combo that they could have had remaining. I mean, they would have only had Berserker's Call. You may have been thinking team fight, but you need to be thinking what you're actually able to accomplish, too.
Dominating.
Spirit Breaker can still very well, like, split push. Keep the other lanes pushed out just by charging the creeps, killing them down, then rotating back into team fights also. It's very effective. Alright, so I don't know if you're checking enemy items, but Invoker and Clinks are both going for Orchid. I think it's funny that Clinks is going Orchid, because it's not that good this game. He'd be much better off going for a Desolator. Or even like an MKB rush. Could be good.
Mine.
Alright, so Joe Roll was looking for that. He didn't find it. Where are you at? You're coming in. Yeah, you didn't need to use your ult there. Because now you don't have it now! Do you at least, like, no, you charge right back in, so you could have charged middle. You could have easily gotten out of that, too. So think about using Charge of Darkness for much more than just initiating. You can use it for escape. You can charge creeps across the map. So that you can do to live many, many times. So, something to consider if you don't, like, have it as... If you're not, like, good at clicking through the minimap quickly, what you can do is you can bind a place of the map to a key now. So, like, you could have that bound to your key, for instance, and then you could be over here, and then you always know that if you hit your key, it goes over there. And then maybe you can find a creep quickly from that.
More death. Dire's top tower is being attacked.
Team fight! You never tried key binding? Oh, well when they added that in, it was new.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked. Radiant structures are fortified.
Let's play, let's go. Let's plat, let's go. I don't know what you're doing, Chase. Unless you're talking about playing with 2-0. Giggity.
Radiant's bottom tower under fire.
I mean, this should be an easy kill up here, because Axe is dumb.
Radiant's bottom tower.
He's still trying to go? Oh, he might be able to get... No, he's good. That was silly. Joel, and what? You earn yourself? I mean, Shadow Feature's just back anyway. He doesn't have any mana. Yeah, you can bind cameras to keys via console. I know that, but they made it so that you could do it without doing that. Which is nicer, because I didn't want to have to do it like that. But, like, being able to rebind your camera positioning on the fly is helpful. And that's what you can do now. So, lane getting pushed out top, you're looking for people to kill, and look at bottom! Orange, Invoker, all by himself. All by himself. Aw, how juicy he would be. But you're not paying attention across the entire map to see that you can go on him. Because in this game, you wanted to be looking at getting a Blade Mail, and then probably like a BKB afterwards. I mean, you could still get this Silver Edge, or just a Shadow Blade, but the way that I would consider it is that you already have one person on your team that's had a Shadow Blade, so they may be more susceptible to carrying vision on them already. That isn't to say that they will, but I mean, it would be much higher likelihood. So like now, I'd be charging mid. You're backing with your team right now. It doesn't make any sense. I would have charged that axe mid and tried to kill him, or I would have charged bottom and started pushing that out. We're just not being effective with all this time. So like right now, look at all this gold that we're missing bot. You could be applying pressure and or killing axe mid, because like axe can't kill you right now.
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked.
Especially if you get it so that all of your creeps are dead before you charge in on him.
Dire's bottom tower.
You gotta be looking to use your charge to move around the map as much as you can.
Dire's top tower is being attacked. Dire's top tower is destroyed.
Oh.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
There's a Shadow Blade. So let's see you use it now. Let us see this Shadow Blade use. So you can still use Shadow Blade while charging. Something cool to consider. So you could just charge away. And then Shadow Blade when you're nearby. I don't know what you're doing. You're not doing anything. Oh, you pinged it out and then waited and slowly moved your screen back before you charged. So you could have just done all that much, much faster. Alright, you did use your Shadow Blade before hitting in, but at that point it was pretty much just stealing a last hit. And 2 kills. Are we going to continue on the Invoker? Are you? I mean, you should be. Alright, he just went in Viz, and now there's no vision for the team. Oh, you found him. Or someone on your team did. Poke. So let's look at what's going on in this game right now. We have an Orchid, almost have an Orchid. Got Vanguard and Blade Mail. Has his Aether Lens, almost has Ags, and he has a Headdress? What? I don't even know. Whatever. This is a fat Shadow Demon. He's got some farm. I don't think we've really gotten much worth out of this Orb of Venom. I think you can see that too. Now your team needs to get more aggressive vision, like in their jungle, their top, any of that sort of stuff. Any of that sort of stuff.
This should make my life easier.
Alright, well, you're 6-2 and 15. You could still be applying pressure in other lanes and killing people. Like Teal by himself, bottom, easy kill. Blue, mid, maybe. Invoker's with him. As soon as you would see, like, Blue or Teal by themselves, you could probably kill either of them. And you're not looking for the split kill potential, because, like, Axe, dead. Are you going to do it now? Alright, cool. Yeah, that Shadow Blade isn't even giving you that much damage. In the grand scheme of things, it's not really giving you much. Oh, look at that Blade Mail that he uses at the end, right when he was about to die. Nice. So ideally, you would use Blade Mail like as soon as you go on him or something, because it dissuades you from killing someone. I would like to see you roaming more. I'd like to see you using charge more. I don't think I've seen you swap your treads around once this game between like strength or int or agility. Because like tread swapping on Spirit Breaker is pretty important because your mana pool is pretty small. You don't really rely on a lot of mana anyway. But the mana that you have is important and you need it. And with there being an Invoker on the enemy team who's Quaswex, and he's going to be spamming out the EMPs. And there's even a Shadow Demon, too. One of the first items in the game I mentioned that I would have gotten early was a Magic Stick. Because that gives you so much value against Invoker and all these spells that are being cast consistently in these fights. I don't know what you're doing. Oh, now you're charging top to push it out while still actually top? I'm sure you can see the kind of craziness that I'm thinking with that thought process, right? If there's mana burn, you probably want a magic wand. That's pretty much my rule of thumb. And are we casually walking back to the base again? I think we are. Yep. Here we go, guys. Another casual walk to the base.
Taking damage. Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
Are you gonna click on mid? Alright, there you go. Way too late.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
He's just... Spirit Breaker just going for a bit of a stroll. Just a wee bit of stroll. Whatever that means.
My just reward.
My just reward. Yeah, if you can't do anything against the 5-man, then split push instead. That's really what you want to be looking to do.
Double damage.
Stun coming out. Good juggling of all the stuns on him. That was very well executed. That was so excessive. That ult was so unnecessary. Everything with that was well done, aside from that stupid ult at the end. That made no sense. You could be switching again to your int boots for these charges out to the side lanes, just to conserve your mana just a little bit. So what are you thinking, sir? Classic 50 damage value Laguna Blade. Dude, absolutely. Absolutely. Warlock Golem coming in. You're slowly charging out. Everything's coming in. I think by the time you get there, the fight's already going to be over, to be honest.
Double kill. Radiant's bottom tower under fire. Carnage. Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
What? How'd we get here? You just took that path for casual?
Radiant's bottom tower is being
Okay.
attacked.
Yeah, if you tread swift before you charge, you can conserve your mana a little bit better. Granted, as soon as you get into the fight, you want to switch back to strength.
Radiant's bottom tower under fire.
You're doing relatively well with the urn releases. As soon as you hit them, like hitting the enemy, like propping it off there. That was a little excessive. You could have charged top and cleared that out. You could have charged in with your team and gone for blood. I mean, they dived pretty heavy. You guys should be able to just end the game right now. 32 minutes? Yep, you should be able to end the game. Got a buyback on Clinks? No, he actually just respawned pretty quickly. Yeah, you guys should be able to end the game right now. Like, just pushing this out bottom. And then you should be able to continue to switch to mid, take all that, and then you could charge back to the top lane, and then push that out. But it looks like since you're not even paying attention to what's going on bottom, your whole team is probably dying. So if you responded to this bottom, then you probably could have had an impact. In fact, let's actually look and see how big of an impact you could have had. Alright, so this is all from you just not observing bottom. Alright, so Clink's getting the easy kills here. All these things being dropped. See, if you rotated on this Clinks, that would have been an easy kill. Or, Invoker, again, another easy kill. Any of these guys down here, you probably could have killed. To be quite candid, you could have probably killed 2 of them. And you charged stop. So this is all map awareness. This is all map awareness. This is checking your minimap, seeing what's going on, gauging the situation, and seeing whether or not you should go there or somewhere else.
Radiant's middle tower is taking damage. Quite a spree.
Not. That was a scramble.
So let's see, you're going for Hyperstone into Moonshard. Really? Is that your plan? I mean, you'd be better off with an Assault Cuirass. Wait, what? Are you getting a Scotty? Are you getting a Scotty? You're getting a Scotty.
Radiant's top tower is being attacked. Radiant's top tower is under siege.
I'm not sure what shenanigans are going on over there at the Shadowfiend. I think he's just fooling around with the camps. You should be looking for more kill opportunities here. Yeah, but just because you're far ahead doesn't mean that you should spend your item on, like, your money on things like that. Because, like, a Scotty isn't going to be as effective as other items that you could get. For instance, if you were to upgrade to Shadowblade into a Silver Edge, the amount of damage would increase pretty heavily. Your damage would increase pretty heavily. And also it does damage reduction on the other person, too. On top of that, then you could have taken the extra, what, 4K plus? You could have gotten an Aghanims even if you wanted. And that's great for your ultimate. Contrary to Aghanims, you could have worked towards Assault Cuirass, you could have gotten yourself... I mean, you could have even gotten Mask of Madness, which a lot of people like to get on Spirit Breaker. BKB could be effective against Invoker. It would also deal against these Orchids that you are going up against, since there's 2 of them. So there's a lot of other items that you could have gotten that may have been better than going towards a Scotty. That's really where my head's at, and that's kind of what I'm trying to convey here to you.
Silent running.
Well, the idea of using a Mask of Madness isn't so much of the when you're taking the damage, but you're doing it at the time of impact. So you're trying to maximize the use of the Mask of Madness before you come in and when you hit. So, like, you know how you can use your Shadow Blade when you're charging in? What the hell? You're just, like, waiting and watching? So, you know how you can use your Shadow Blade when you're charging in? You ideally want to do the same thing with the Mask of Madness, too, so that it's already halfway or more of being done, being used, when you're in the fight. So, like, you hit with the charge. You're still hitting because of the Mask of Madness that's almost done being used. Then you proc your ultimate, and then you're still going ham and a half for a little bit longer. So, don't think of it so much more as you're taking 30% extra damage, but much more so of you're using it earlier to get the increased movement speed, to increase the damage of your Greater Bash. And you want to be so overtly aggressive that they aren't able to do anything to you. If you want to compound on top of it, always use Blade Mail when using Mask of Madness, and you can diminish the amount of damage you'll take because, again, Blade Mail is a relatively big deterrent for people trying to hit you.
This should make my life easier.
Easy kills, easy kills.
Dominant performance.
Yeah, Jobus likes Mom and Blade Mail.
Your spirit.
Yeah, you use them both together, because then if they hit you, because you're actually taking extra damage, they take extra damage too. Jobus, please correct me if I'm wrong. But we've got a recent 5K MMR hitter in chat, Mr. Hey Jobus, just hitting that 5K, I believe. So drop him a congrats. You can give him a GG Ross if you want to plant some happy trees in chat too for him. But I'm almost certain that using Mask of Madness, which does make you take extra damage if proccing Blade Mail at the same time, because you would be taking extra damage and damage that the enemy team would be taking would then be amplified as well.
Engineering genius.
Yeah, when it comes to the Orchid, like if you have the Blade Mail on when they take the extra damage instance proc at the end, then maybe that could be good.
Whole lot of murder going on here. I am informed.
Bash, 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 bash. So you could be charging in and helping your team out here, but we could farms too and get our Scotty finished.
Double kill.
This is silly.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Yeah, so like you could have been involved in this whole fight. Why are you walking? You have charge!
Radiant's bottom
Man, I don't even know. Some of this is just really silly.
mega kill.
So you came in at the end of the fight for that, and you could have just been in the fight the whole time.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack. Radiant have fortified their towers. Radiant's middle tower is being attacked. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. No more middle tower for Radiant.
Armor and okay. Armor and magic resist also decrease Blade Mail damage taken because it decreases damage made by Blade Mail hero. Yeah, Mask of Madness and Medusa is a different interaction with the Mana Shield. So you just burn all these urn charges and you're probably going to go back to the base anyway. The amount of HP you lose is the amount of damage they take when you use the blade mail. Oh, I think you're thinking about something. Oh, are you guys talking about the Medusa stuff, or are you talking about what's going on right here? Litaliano! Mr. Dancing Lobster, what's up? Yeah, I did say that at the beginning, Lobster. He said he doesn't even use edge panning. So, that's definitely something that he needs to work on, or at least add to his mix, because, like, edge panning is so important. Just like the screen positioning as a whole is so important. Yo, Italiano though, dude, this is what it's all about. I mean, us doing this analysis is gonna only make you a better player. So, like, even though it looks obvious to you now, all these things, you're gonna remember everything for this. And the best part about it is we'll make it into a video so you can look at it again later. Big fight's coming out. Big fight's coming out. I want to back this up a little bit. Were you just sitting invisible the whole time? Alright, so you charged in. Alright, so you got stunned by the Warlock Golem and then you're just sitting here invisible. You're still just sitting here invisible. What? You're just sitting there! Okay. Oh man, that's pretty silly. Silly.
Unstoppable. Radiant's middle barracks is fallen.
Okay. This should be the game over. Alright, it's almost the game over. It takes another 5 minutes, but okay. He did just hedge pinch though.
Middle tower is taking damage. Radiant's middle tower is being attacked. Radiant's top barracks are under. Radiant's top barracks has fallen. Radiant's top barracks has fallen. The Dire have earned mega creeps.
Mega creeps.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
You were bored and you finished the moon shard? Well, as long as he's moving his camera consistently, that's really what we're looking for here. I don't use WASD. I use a mixture of the arrow keys and edge panning and clicking through the minimap, and then also like the screen grab. So this, and then this, and that, and this. Oh, we got a rapier.
Invisibility.
Alright, I mean... Oh, there's the Silver Edge. We got it, guys. silly.
Radiant's middle tower is taking damage. A quantity of mana will sit.
Well, I think this is going to kind of call the end of this game here.
Killing spree.
Well, I mean, definitely. Definitely.
Radiant's ancient
So, in summation, you really want to be much more aggressive with your charging, your just movement of your charging and the effectiveness of it. Tread swapping can be beneficial for mana management. If you're finding yourself struggling in the lane, you can get a trank boot. Like, that can be effective as well. Remember instances like when you're going back to the base and then you're buying more regeneration items and then coming out to the lane. Like, stuff like that doesn't really make sense. You know, getting that late tango and salve, I think you purchased around like 6 or 7 minutes. Like, that sort of stuff like that doesn't really work that well. Map awareness is definitely going to be important for you to acknowledge in the game because you're a spirit breaker. So you need to have that global presence across the map. And you're really able to do that by paying attention to the minimap a lot. If someone on your team is not buying wards, you need to do it as a spirit breaker, especially because you want to put wards down in places where you can find people by themselves. Because you can take down anyone on their team early level, one-on-one, no problemo. Because they need to either run from you or they try to fight you, which is generally a mistake. So then they run from you, so you need to be able to catch up then. You need to be able to be on top of them, and that's why you need to put a bigger priority on early boots on Spirit Breaker, because I think we were in excess of 6 or 7 minutes in the game before you actually purchased brown boots even. Because your urn was your first item that you got in the game. Yeah, you weren't in enough of the team fights. Consider split pushing if your team's not doing team fights or if lanes are getting pushed out. But you just need to recognize when team fights are going to break, and then you need to be there for them or be starting them off. Let's see. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot that I think was covered in real time in the game. You need to take a little bit more consideration into your item progression too. I don't think the Shadow Blade early really did anything effective for you. If you got the Blade Mail much earlier, that could have had a pretty big impact early in the game too. Because you were 11-2 and 27, so you did great. However, you could have been much more optimized. Much more optimized. You play Witch Doctor for ranked games? Okay. That's cool. That is cool. Well, Mr. Italian, do you have any additional questions at all for me, sir? Word up. Word up, word up. Yeah, so in the same sort of fashion, you know, just send me match IDs as you want me to check them out. 4 across the whole month. Whenever you need me. Try to keep them under an hour. And I think we're tentatively looking at next Tuesday for coaching. Yeah?